Hello and welcome to another battle on WOT Tactics. This time is on the Tier 2 Russian light tank, the T-60. I've done a lot of battles on this tank, and it's one of my best, really, in terms of win rate. I do like this tank, although obviously as I progress through the tiers I tend to slightly lose interest on Tier 2, but it's a tank I would recommend very much to anybody coming from Tier 1 and even progressing further into Tier 3 and 4 to still keep the T-60, because at Tier 2 it's a pretty good tank because it's got a good, very good combination of, first of all, camouflage factors. It's got a decent amount of armour, especially frontally, not so much on the side, but especially it's got a very, very good gun. And again, it's a gun that penetrates anything at Tier 2 and most things at Tier 3 as well. So it's very versatile. It's also relatively agile, not very agile, not very fast. And as you can see, I have also got 6 Sense on this crew, so it's a very well trained crew, and that allows me to kind of, control the tank well on the battlefield and perform a good range of activities. On this particular battle, you'll see me doing well in terms of scoring kills, but it's also a lot of hard work. So be prepared for a lot of things happening as we go along. So there's my first kill, and we win in 4-2, actually 5-2 now. And the team is relatively well laid out on the map, except there is absolutely nobody on the hill. As you can see here on Himmelsdorf, that hill is fairly crucial. And of course, having left that completely empty, enemies start to pop up just behind our lines, and that's no good. I mean, there's a light Vic there, and this is where I have to kind of decide whether to continue with my attack or rush back to defend base. And it's actually a bit of a close call, because you can see the score is kind of worsening, and I decide for now to carry on the attack because I feel that we'll probably have a better chance just capping the base as quickly as possible. But that's where I actually changed my mind. Why? Because suddenly I realized that not only there was one tank, but there's another tank, and this time it really is by our base. And our artillery is running away. We lost one artillery and there's nobody else defending. The score is bad, 6-6. And of course, nobody else in my team is going back to defend base. So I go, and of course they start capturing the base. So we start to run out of time. Is anybody else going back to defend base? Nobody. Nobody at all. Maybe that medium tank, which now just gets destroyed. And it looks like we're going to be losing this game now, because not only our enemies are at our base, but we also have we're losing basically by one tank. So there's a risk here. There's a big risk. So I finally make it back to our base, and rather foolishly the enemy has decided to chase us, and that's where they made a mistake, because they should have carried on capping. And not only that, but this guy, for instance, doesn't even notice that I'm actually hitting him from behind. And where is the rest of the enemies? The light Vic looks like he's gone back to defend base. So near us is only this M2 light, which actually it's doing a fair amount of kills. As you can see, 3 kills. So I think this is it. I've got to go and get him. Luckily, our team has also made their way to the base, and they're trying to cap, but I don't think that's very successful. So why I don't hit him there, I don't know, but I finally get him. I don't know why that shot just missed. It's ridiculous. RNG again. 11-11. We're even, and we've got 2 tanks capping our base, capping the enemy base, one of which gets killed just now as we speak. And then we've got an H-35 doing I'm not sure what down the railway. So the only thing that's left for me to do at this point is try and go and help this T-18, who unfortunately gets killed. So we're now actually pretty bad. It's basically 4 tanks versus 2. And there's only one good thing about all this, is that I'm at full health. Now, I don't do really a good move here, because I actually get in a very dangerous position, because that medium one can get me, can snipe at me. And I decide, instead of dealing with that medium, to try and go and get that light Vic, which at the moment, together with the Cini, represent the biggest threat to our team, which is basically me and an H-35. I know there's a little bit of a passage there without and I destroyed this one, yeah, without setting off the alarm. My idea was to go around this little spot you see here, so not as to alert the light Vic of my presence, but unfortunately I got spotted. But I did destroy that Cini, so all it takes now is to get the light Vic. I know his machine gun cannot penetrate my frontal armour. It's just a case of holding on, and we actually got our armour rack destroyed, well, damaged, and I actually missed a shot there. I don't know why, but the next one should register, and it does. But in the meantime, the H-35 got destroyed, so it's just me with 72 points, hit point less, and a damaged armour rack versus a medium 2 and a T-57. So the first thing I have to do is repair the armour rack, which I've done. That is crucial. And I also managed to put the radio back in action. I don't know how that happened, but never mind. It seems to have worked. I don't know how I managed to repair a radio with a medical kit. I don't know. Well, anyway, so I decide, since the medium is on the hill, and I'm not sure where the T-57 is, but I presume that is also on the hill. That's just my assumption. I decide to, instead of carry on attacking, to actually go around, all around the whole map, right there, and come up and get the medium from behind. I do that because on the battle clock there is still plenty of time for me to do all this very long kind of flanking maneuver. But it's my best hope, really, as a lone tank with half the HP or less than half the HP, to win here is I've got to surprise them. You know, attacking them frontally or from directions they expect me to be from, it's no good. So I'll just fast forward this because it takes a bit of time, obviously, especially on this tank, which isn't particularly fast going uphill. I'm hoping that the light tank, the enemy medium tank is still, I would expect him to still be there, because it's actually a good vantage position. He can actually have not only a good firing range on anything that happens around that area, but he can also spot me. So I expect him to be there. If he's a good player, really, he should stay there, you know, and there's no point in chasing me with a medium tank, because he's obviously going to be a bit slower than me. So here I am, just about ready to kind of spot and fire. I approach with a little bit of an angle, and whoa, not only he's not there, but he's down there. Oh God. Right, okay, well, great. Fine, let's take some damage. Let's deliver some damage. One more. But then, unfortunately, because of the way this hill is designed, I end up in a position where I can't, also because the T-60 has got such a low profile that you can't actually, it's really difficult to hit from here. So, I mean, I could probably do it with the Tier 8 heavy tank, but not with the T-60. So here we go again. We thought, okay, well, at least we're taking some of the damage down. In fact, I think, if I remember correctly, he only had about 50 left, which means it's a one-shot kill. So I go here, another good position where to snipe, but I don't see him. So there's only one thing for me to do, and it's to basically go and confront him. There's nothing else. And then suddenly, the artillery turns up, which in turn also spots me. So I'm in a little bit of a kind of sticky situation here, because I risk going down that hill and presenting myself full face, head on, in front of the artillery, which can obviously one-shot me, regardless of my hit points. But actually now, with my 72 hit points remaining, that's definitely a one-shot kill. So I decide to instead switch, and so I actually go around the other way, and hoping with that maneuver to kind of surprise. Once again, you have to act by, when you're on your own against a higher number of enemies, your only chance is to use the surprise factor. It's your only way, unless you have a lot of HP left, much more than them, or you're in a big heavy tank, you know, with a lot of armour. Otherwise, your only chance of winning is by surprise. And guess what? They're trying to capture base. My priority here goes on the medium tank, and then I don't understand what he's doing, but fine, okay, take it this way and go for the kill and win. So that's fine by me, and we have managed to not only survive, we have managed to win the game, but especially we've also got Top Gun. And I have to say I was actually very, very pleased with this game, because it shows actually the T-60 in all its capability. It's good sniper, good armour, you saw that against the Light Vic, relatively good agility, so you're able to do some flanking manoeuvres. Alright, you're not very, very fast, especially when going uphill, but you can move, you're not too slow. But especially you've got good camo values, which allow you to do also certain things without being spotted. Good rate of fire, and just overall a very, very good versatile tank. And I hope this battle will prove that to you. So thank you for watching.